guys, welcome to our review of Daredevil Born Again. This is going to be the mid-season review. We're going to cover episodes 3, 4, 5, and 6. Just recently, they dropped a 2-episode banger for us this week, which was a little out of the ordinary. That's definitely a different type of release schedule. Not sure why they did it. I did some research. I've got the answer, so that should be interesting to figure out. But I am thankful for it. I prefer more episodes, not having to wait longer. But I don't think it's going to be a regular thing. In fact, it's not going to be a regular thing because it's just going to be weekly with one episode from here on out. So let's jump right in. I'll kind of skip towards the end of episode 6. If you're here, obviously, there's going to be a little bit of spoilers. But I am wearing red for a reason because the man is back. Matt Murdock is in the costume again.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know you were wearing red. We're all wearing red today. Alex got a little bit in the center of his chest. Finally, Daredevil is wearing the red again. He's back in his suit. And I thought it would take, a little while. They were kind of building up to the story. Was it a satisfying kind of payoff, this duel coming to a head, becoming the person that you always were and were meant to be? And they were showing off Fisk, and they were showing off Matt Murdock, basically being who they really are. Yeah. And I'm glad that we got to this point.
Me too. Because I was just a little let down.
We were a little let down by some of the episodes in the series, but I think it's kind of found its voice, and hopefully from here we're going up.
Exactly.
What did you guys think of?
Episode
I guess
6?
Obviously we'll go into each individual episode, but yeah, 6 to me is the best episode of the series, hands down.
Agreed. With me, 6 was my highest. That one was probably going to be an 8 because everything else was like, I was waiting for it. It's like, I get it. I still like the TV drama with the courtroom stuff, but I'm not interested in the BB reports. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
I'm not really into Fisk and his wife stuff. The therapy, which was pretty much a whole episode there. I just...
Do you think it enriches the story? Even if you don't like it, do you think it enriches the story? Me, I'm like, nah.
No.
Not even that.
Honestly, really
it can be done in other ways, creative ways to let you know how New Yorkers are feeling instead of having this thing that just kind of, for me, kills the momentum.
Yeah, exactly.
So
8 for me on the number 6.
Okay, don't rate them yet, Joe.
Spoilers, Joe. What's wrong with
spoilers.
you?
That was the best one because I was very disappointed with
Yeah.
everything else. This was the best one.
Yeah.
I like some of the courtroom drama stuff. I think I've always loved like Law and Order. Like you stay homesick, you're watching Law and Order, you're playing some video games. It's like I think some of that
Episode 3 is when they did this.
Well, some of that stuff was done really well. I think some of the characters are interesting, but there's just some stuff that it's weird. Every now and then I feel like I can feel where the reshoots happened, where there's like weird, inconsistent tones.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I still like the show. It is definitely getting better, and we are now hitting to the point where it's like, okay, man, let's get the Punisher in here. Let's have Daredevil being Daredevil, and then now we can like really let loose. So I enjoyed 3, 4, 5, and 6, but I think 6 is definitely the high point.
We did get some Punisher in here. Not quite what I expected. Hopefully we will be seeing him again. There's a bit of a subplot with the anti-vigilante task force that gets made towards the end. Pretty much all those dudes are Punisher mega fans, but they're kind of perverting his thing, even though his thing is already kind of perverted, just murdering people, but they're murdering everyone.
They're
They're
guys.
bad instead of good bad. Yeah, so that was good seeing, obviously, John come back, Bernthal as the Punisher.
He didn't want to come back.
Yeah, the original, right. So before all these reshoots and the way that it was originally set up, he's like, I'm not feeling this.
Yeah, I don't want to do it.
I don't want to do it. But after,
And then so they rewrote it, and he's like, all right, I'll come back.
All right, let's do it. So there's got to be more for him later. Now, okay, so here's the reason for the 2-episode drop. I looked it up, and our suspicions were correct. This was originally supposed to be something like an 18-episode series, 17 to 18 episodes, and they split it in 2. Now, why they're releasing 2, that was the answer they gave. It still doesn't answer the question why you answered 2, but I think it's pretty obvious because, unfortunately, episode 5 while it was fun and it was cool to see this, Matt Murdock take a bank heist thing, I think
And
it
a
felt
familiar
mostly
face.
filler. Yes.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that was fun.
I love Kamala's dad. Look, my
Yeah, he's
favorite character in Miss Marvel is Kamala's dad.
he's
Not
the
even
best.
Miss Marvel. It's Kamala's dad.
How many episodes are there?
9.
There's going to. Are you
think-
talking in this season? It's 9.
Well, maybe they don't
The
wanna-
rest of the 8 is supposedly it's a season 2, even though they were all kind of.
Andor comes out next month. Maybe they don't want to
They're
overlap.
trying to. Okay, that's what. Okay, yeah, they're kind of rushing so that they don't overlap.
because Andor's the 22nd next month, so it kind
This
of
one ends on the 15th.
So it kind of makes sense that they're doing it where Daredevil ends, Andor begins,
They
and
could
then
have squeezed one more in though. If you said 20, what?
22nd, I think.
Okay, yeah. Then 22nd. Okay, cool. Well, for whatever reason, I'm glad they did it because episode 5, standing on its own, probably would get a little lower rating. It's
I
like I have
liked
to
it.
wait another. I did like it.
But-
I'm not saying I didn't like it. I definitely think it was left over from previous story threads because it kind of feels a little bit different than the rest of the series.
Yeah.
However, it's a great comic book storyline, and it's a nice little read. Matt takes on some bank robbers while he's not quite Daredevil, but he's being poked to become Daredevil and get his ass in gear here, at least to save and protect Kamala's dad, which Kamala's dad will not shut up about Kamala. There's like 17 references to Kamala. I'm like, all right, like I thought it
They
was
won't let
fun
you
at
forget.
first. I thought it was fun when he did his little bubble and he's like, whoa, you can't see, you're blind, but they just kept on with it. I was like, all right.
He wants
I
to go
get
watch
it.
the show.
Want you to
Go watch the
that
show.
But yeah, I really enjoyed these episodes, and I gotta say, I particularly enjoyed the trial of Hector, White Tiger. If y'all don't know, I have Puerto Rican heritage, and I really, really love this beautiful opening.
The scene he paints.
the story.
I knew you were going to say
Yeah.
that because
of
you
the Koki.
talk about the frog.
I talked about the frog
before.
of our island from the Puerto Rican hero here talks about the Koki. And that's my experience, too, with the little tree frog. And it was just beautiful, guys. And it's made all the more sad by knowing that this actor has passed away in real life. And I was just hoping to see more of him. And I was wondering how they were going to handle this in the future. Well, by the end of the episode,
Yeah.
It was handled,
he's not
yeah.
returning. Potentially, his relative can take over.
The
If it's was this his daughter?
Niece.
No, niece. That's right. And I just really, really loved it. I thought it was touching. And if y'all don't know the Cookie, look it up and watch some videos because I love that sound. Yeah. Was there a dedication at the end?
Not at that episode, but there have been in the past.
There had been a pass. Okay. But the courtroom scenes were great. I like seeing Matt. We got to see him in the courtroom. We have to
Yeah.
know he's a badass. But I'm going to be honest. I thought Matt lost. If I was on the trial, I was like, damn, the defense made. Because they went second after Matt did his thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's some real strong defense.
Yeah.
Just from that, it's like, yeah, he's a good person, but good people can do bad things too. He did a bad thing. And that's how they left it. I was like, I think he lost the case, actually. The closing speech of the
gotcha.
prosecution of the prosecution was actually very good, better than the defense, in my opinion.
Yeah, the little bait and switch too was pretty cool
Yeah.
with the
This is the witness.
surprise witness.
Yeah. So I think we are, after a little bit of a rocky start, I think we're on a little bit of an upward trend here, and I hope this continues for what's happening here. As we said before, the two most compelling characters is Fisk and Matt, and I think this is holding firm.
Yeah.
And some of the supporting characters, are weak and we don't really care about, like Fisk's little errand boy, fanboy. Nah, not caring. The BB,
BB report.
The now this cop of. What is her
asshole
name?
guy.
Sergeant Kim or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, and some of these they're just not quite compelling. I do appreciate the cameo from Kamala's dad. Really injects that heart and fun into the show. But seeing the Punisher was excellent. But these other characters, they're not doing it for me.
I like Kamal's dad. I just didn't think they did the cameo. I think they did a poor job with the cameo. It was like, oh, I love him. He's great. And then he just kept being there and kept being there. And it's like, they didn't know how to handle the cameo, in my opinion. And then there were characters that I just flat out don't like. There's the entire scenes where he's trying to defend the Cracker Jack guy. And I get what they're doing here. It just felt so out of place with what's happening.
Yeah.
And it's like, this feels like this is existing stuff, and
he's an asshole to Matt, but I can kind of understand why. He opens up towards the end, but it's like, yeah, but did you need to go about it that way?
Yeah, he's
mad at everybody.
It was so awkward, and I thought it would it's probably them. It's like, hey, the system is not always doesn't work the way it does. It's like, but we're taking way too much time in this show to kind of go through that, and then towards the end, White Tiger's niece showing up, and she's like, I need you to help. It's like, I'm a blind lawyer lady, and I know that.
Shut the fuck.
It's like,
I was like, please don't do this. Are we setting up another young Avenger? Get out of here.
Yeah, it was so dumb, and I don't think it was handled particularly well, but.
No.
So I agree with you. I think that the Kingpin holding up the show, Matt, of course, is great, but I don't think they grasped. It's like, I still miss Foggy every single time. It's just like, who would have been awesome here? Foggy. And it's like
Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a little bit inferior to what we've seen for Netflix. Yeah. However, it's starting to grow into itself.
Hopefully.
And starting to become more confident. And I think that this is left over from the mixed sort of direction that they, had to rewrite. So that's our opinion so far. Positive on the upward trend. Yep. Let's go ahead and jump into each individual episode and kind of rank them from where we think. Again, these are fluid. They can change at all times.
And I may not remember what happened in those episodes.
Yeah, 3 and 4, etc. But I will. The courtroom. So
courtroom,
start there.
yes, I like that.
Loved it. I'm going to give that one an 8 out of 10. Hearing the cookies actually almost brought me to tears. I'm not afraid to admit it. I really loved this episode. I didn't expect that. I thought it was effective. I thought it showed Matt, a side of Matt that we don't get to really see, especially in the Netflix series. Well done. Just the cool idea of a hero defending another hero. At first, they're doing well. Boom. They're at their lowest point. They're losing the case, and Matt just has to throw a fucking Hail Mary, and he just reveals who he is. And that was really smart because a lot of the New Yorkers like vigilantes and gives them a reason and be like, well, maybe there's something here. And the cops had those confessionals that they all liked. He always helped me and stuff. So I think that gave enough doubt. And when you have enough doubt there, then you can't. If the glove don't fit, then you quit.
Chewbacca defense.
He did a good defense there, though I will say that the closing argument from the prosecution was damn good. Which I guess is good to set up whether you're like, oh, is he gonna make it or not? But I think it almost went too far to where when they announced not guilty, I was like, really? But I really enjoyed it. 8 out of 10 on episode 3, really high for me.
I'm going to give this one a 7. I enjoyed it. I like the courtroom stuff. Yeah, it was a good one.
I'm sad to see him go. He gets shot with a single custom-jacketed bullet at close range, and I'm like, wait a minute, I thought the amulet gives him, increased powers, but apparently the amulet doesn't make him bulletproof, at least not at that range.
Not even Steve Rogers is bulletproof, so.
I had to look it up, yeah, and so that's true, and I'm like, fuck. But it just makes me so mad. I'm a Puerto Rican hero, the White Tiger. I wanted to see more of it. And I was mad. And I was like, how could he let him sneak up? He hears things. He should have enhanced hearing and stuff. But I get the point. The point was being made, and they used this character in order to make the point. And so it's effective, and it works.
You're going to see more of the character. I just don't think you're going to like how they're going to do it.
No, I don't even think we're going to see that. I hope we don't see that. I'm going to be mad if we see that. But
passing of the baton.
Come on. God damn it. My Puerto Rican hero. All right, fine. And I got to go back to Miles Morales. But what the fuck is going on with Sony Animation?
It takes a long time to draw, man.
No, man. I watched this video. The behind the scenes is pure chaos with that. There's a lot of controversy. Look it up. I forgot the name of the video, but shit, that movie may not even come out for another 2 years. It's wild. Anyway, so I like that one. 8 out of 10. What is what you
7-8.
7-8. Okay, moving on to episode Quattro. And this one is Sic Semper Systema, and this has the cameo of Punisher. However, it starts bad with the therapy crap. I don't like the therapy crap. It's more talking about Adam her, and the unfaithfulness and the back and forth there. And then we move on to the young guy screwing up. And, the BB thing kind of blows up in his face. She uses the information to embarrass Fisk. We thought that Fisk might control her. He can't control her. And Fisk, you think Fisk is going to kick his ass or fire him and be the old Fisk. But he's like, ugh.
No.
And his loyalty kind of inspires Fisk to be like, no, I'm not going to fire you, this and that. So that's a poking fist. That's slightly better than the therapy stuff because you got some tension there and you have the great acting from
D'Onofrio?
D'Onofrio.
Yeah. The therapy stuff doesn't seem to be building towards anything. And that's the problem I have. It's like, I get it. You don't trust your wife because she was unfaithful. I get it. She didn't know if you were coming back. That's interesting. We don't need to constantly reiterate the point over and over. You've made the point, I feel. And now we move on.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I just roll my eyes when it comes up because it's like, we're not getting anywhere. We're not doing anything. But we have to, it gives Matt's girlfriend something to do.
She's the most pointless
and
character.
I don't think she has a purpose yet.
I hate her. Joe, you hate her?
Yeah, for me, I was honestly kind of bored. This was a 5 for me. I didn't like the whole the courtroom scene with it's like, oh, well, you got to take on this case because this scene with that case, the Crackerjack guy.
Right, this is Crackerjack guy. This is the investigation kind of detective
I want to go see my
episode.
deal.
I like that idea that Matt Murdock also investigates like a Batman a little bit, but okay.
But it wasn't really done well here. And again, with the Fisk wife stuff, then therapist asks, it's like, oh, is he hurting you? I need to ask. And then they take it even further. Then they have dinner by themselves by the fire. It's like, oh, well, what happened? It's like, I assume they asked if you were being hurt. I was like, oh, can we just move forward?
Joe, your shirt is tripping me out. It's such a smiley cat. What's it say on there?
Oh, Dance Gavin Dance. It's a band.
Did you get that in Japan?
No, it's a
it
band.
looks like a Japanese shirt. Okay. Is it your friend's band?
No.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, this is even though it did have a cameo by Frank Castle, I did like that, but it really didn't elevate the episode for me. It was an average for me.
Now the episode starts to get a little better when they find the Punisher because these are great actors. They have rapport. They know what they're doing. They know their characters. They talk to each other. It's a good talk, an interesting talk. We learn a little bit more about what the Punisher's been up to. They're trading barbs with each other. It's like it's good. It's good stuff. This is the scene that I think holds this episode up. Because what else do we have besides this? Fisk and Vanessa talk, like you mentioned.
And at the very end, he goes back to Adam. And we find out Adam's in the cage.
Adam, so we do find out by the end that where's Adam? That's at the beginning of the episode. I don't know. He knows. He's hasn't yet tortured him. He hasn't yet decided what he's going to do with Adam. He's kind of a man of two brains, two worlds, trying to figure it out. And we get that payoff later on. So I appreciate the setup, and that was interesting. But yeah, so and then we get more of the therapist and Matt talking, and they end up having sex. Again, there's no chemistry. I'm not buying it. No. I don't give a shit. The sex scene is not sexy. It's skipped. This is Disney Plus. There's nothing here for you to enjoy. And Matt ends up visiting all his masks, kind of. And I'm like, just please.
Put it on, goddammit.
Put that shit on, please.
Yeah.
And then, as you say, Fisk is eating and he's got Adam captured. But at the very end, there's the stinger again, Muse. Muse is being sort of teased each episode. The teases, I don't give a fuck. And in this one, he's torturing someone. 6 out of 10.
Yeah,
slightly above average.
For me, it was an average of 5. The only reason was I did like that little banter with Frank, but that was it.
Yeah, I think the Frank stuff wasn't enough for me to. It's like I think I actually liked Matt flirting with the Latvian chick, talking about I could smell the honey cake on you. I think I like that more than the Frank stuff because I don't need one scene with Frank. I need a lot of scenes with Frank. And so I'm hoping that more of that's coming. But I think this is an average episode.
Okay, and then we move on to episode 5 with interest. A day in the life of Matt Murdock gets intense, forcing him to team up with a familiar face. So this is where,
Dan.
this is kind of the filler episode. I've been heard it called, and it's a good filler episode though. If this season was 18 episodes, this is allowed.
Yeah.
When it's 9 episodes, now you're pushing it, but it still was good, so we're good here. Matt sees Kamala's dad. He's constantly bragging about his daughter. He's subjecting our hero to more of the Disney TV Plus stuff.
Cross-pollination, Joe. It's important for our business model.
Don't be mean.
Here's the thing that sucks, though, is Kamala's dad rejects the fucking loan.
Yeah,
making my favorite Miss Marvel character a dick.
He has to.
Why do this? No, I don't like this. I don't like that. You know, he would have found a way, seen that he's a good guy, because he's a good guy, and then helped him, but he doesn't. So, why do this? You ruined his character. I hate you. Nah, I'm just kidding. He didn't ruin his character.
He could have done like Peter Parker. He's like, oh, we're being robbed. It's like, I failed to see where that's my problem.
Matt should have kept the diamond, because that thing's for sure insured.
Okay, I'll give you the loan. All right, then. Anyways, Kamala's dad's bank gets robbed, and Matt, while leaving, sticks around, shows back up, and, you know, I'm glad that these aren't superheroes. I don't know if there's an extended thing where their names are the same as other comic book heroes. I don't know. I like the street-level criminals. I want to see how he deals with them. I guess this was IRA or something like that. They're all Irish, and they have some jokes and stuff like that. I'm not really sure what their objective was.
To steal that diamond.
To steal the diamond, I think they want to give to
what
Luca.
I'm saying, for who? What's that? Luca?
I think they said give this to Luca.
Oh, right, because that guy was looking for money. He needs to pay. You know, Fisk has put pressure on him to tax him and stuff. Okay, got it. But anyways, the cops show up. We got Detective Kim here and hostage negotiation. No one cares.
Does it feel like that she was supposed to be like a way more important to the series overall, and then she just like her stuff's getting cut?
Because she is really acting her ass off. And she's like,
tell me a joke.
This is my time to shine. I'm like, please, just let's go get it. Let's go hurry up here. She tells the joke. What's the joke, Joe? Do you remember it?
The
gist of it.
The gist of it is Leprechaun fucked a penguin instead of a nun.
Right.
Little nun.
Are there leprechaun nuns? No, there's not. Fuck, I just fucked the penguin. Haha, it does make the guy laugh. Inconsequential to the plot or anything like that, but it's fun. He's giving her some time, I guess.
Yeah, and the asshole cop is like, no, fuck it, we're going in.
Right. Yeah, that always happens in every fucking thing. But anyways, the point is, wrap this up. Matt puts on the mask, and to thwart the bad guys again, you know, he uses the red mask in public. One of them was wearing. I like the scene where he has to be really quiet. He's beating the dude up on the stairs.
He had more trouble than I thought he was going to.
Yeah. I think that was just purely for tension.
Yeah,
because he shouldn't have given him that much.
Rusty.
And then when
he
hit
beat
him,
the shit out of those cops.
Then when he hit him with the butt of the shotgun, Matt really goes, and I was like, all right, man. Hopefully you're just kind of playing that up.
Yeah, calm down.
You've taken some fucking hits.
Well, then
bullseye.
and then he killed that guy because he snapped the dude's femur and left him in the street. That guy dies.
Oh, well, he's not. Well, technically, he didn't die.
It's like a Batman.
Matt's not going to do that.
It's like a Batman thing where he's like, I'm going to leave you to die. I didn't kill you, though. I just broke your body.
It's a 10-second rule with Batman.
Yeah.
But he does fuck that guy's leg up. The guy has his leg positioned like this. Matt does running 2 foot on his snaps it. I was like, damn, that was cool. Again, the fighting here is good.
Yeah.
But it's not quite at the Netflix level.
But he's not Daredevil
hovering,
yet, Joe.
If Netflix level is like 9 out of 10 fights, this is hovering around like 6 or 7. And I'm hoping that over time, as they get into their groove, they can get up there. Whether it's the way it's filmed, whether it's the way it's choreographed, I don't know. But it's good enough. It's good. I'm just saying it's not quite at that level yet.
Yeah.
Anyways, he successfully does all this, so I thought maybe he'd give him his loan. No, instead he says,
let's find a way to make you money.
I'll
invite you over to dinner. He's like, okay, I'll come over to dinner.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
cameo.
So many more Kamala name drops. It's excessive here, like I said before.
The niece is going to go with them.
Candy.
The niece is going to go with him to dinner, and then they're going to form the Little Avengers.
Yeah, little mini Avengers, yeah.
And Matt will babysit everybody.
Well,
Please
there's
don't.
going to be a new white tiger, and then we've got...
No, please don't.
yeah,
Stop that. Yeah. Stop it. He gives the gem back. Hides the gem in the thing. He's a good guy. Matt is, cool. Anyways, like I said, kind of tonally different than the rest, like a one-off, but I still liked it. And it's not top-tier stuff, but it's good enough. So I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10.
6. 6. 7.
Okay. Moving on to the last one that we saw here recently, episode 6. The best one, Excessive Force. Oh, yeah, this is where we're hitting on all cylinders. The mural. He's painting these murals, Muse, with blood and epoxy. They can't wipe it off. I'm sure if you use those power washers, those things are powerful. I played the video games, okay?
I got a power washer. I mean, you can break skin. I mean, you can hold people.
Anyways, and the Alia girl, his niece, comes in.
She shows up, and she's like, Matt, even though you're a
something.
blind guy and the audience knows you're a superhero, but I'm going to choose you. And he is like, lady, I'm a blind guy.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
It's so silly that she shows up and expects him to do anything about it. And it's like, what are you doing?
That's the only thing. But we just needed to throw her in danger.
Yeah.
And she goes and investigates herself. She's in danger. Muse is killing people still. He's starting to get some fans. Some chicks come up to him.
And then
they realize they done fucked up, and they killed those two chicks.
Banksy does it all the time.
I don't think he kills people.
You don't know that for sure.
No, okay, yeah.
There's women that love
That's
that love serial killers and write them letters in jail. You know, sometimes they're gonna end up like this. You dumb
Dudes
bitch.
do it too. I mean, Casey Anthony got all sorts of letters, so.
I didn't know that.
People are crazy.
People are crazy. And then the Fisk suit. I like the scene here where Fisk's suit just doesn't fit him right.
Well, he's
muscle.
Well, he is eating healthy around Vanessa
that's
the
not
entire time. He's constantly eating healthy the entire time. But when he's with Adam, he had 4 sausages, penny pasta with tomato and lots of Parmesan cheese, big glass of red wine.
Exactly.
And I'm like, all right, so he's So he's eating healthy. I'm like, how is a dude that big eating? Because he eats breakfast. Remember him eating breakfast, eating like the tiny little piece of honeydew?
Yeah.
I'm like, bullshit. That man needs 7,000 calories a day.
He's hungry as
He's
fuck.
eating the other calories
Going downstairs.
And so he puts on and he rips through it. And I've ripped through jackets before.
It's a metaphor,
It's not fun.
Alex. He's
It's a
ripping
metaphor.
through the seams. His true self is coming out.
It's true. His girth.
I think yes, that's true, but it's also he's fake. This stuff is not
Especially
fitting.
in that fucking...
Trying to be a politician is not
that
really his
room.
bag.
Yeah.
He's doing all right at it actually, but
He
it's
wanted
just
to punch
not.
people there.
Yeah. So anyways, he creates the first there's the party with all the rich people, and this really puts him over the edge because they're just disrespecting the fuck out of him, and he's like, if I was Kingpin, you'd be all fucking dead.
So this is another big cameo because we get the swordsman from
I forgot about that.
Yeah, from the horrible Hawkeye television show. And since they're doing cross
Is that what
pollination,
it's from? Because I couldn't even remember.
yeah,
what
he's
the
the
fuck this was.
stepdad of
right.
what's her face, Mrs.
That's the
Josh
same
Allen.
one?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
Yeah, because he's also
I'm
in there.
impressed.
There's a scene on BB
I'm
where there's a
impressed.
guy, the swordsman's cutting people up, and
But I
then
thought he wasn't a hero, and he wasn't all that great at swordsman. But I guess he got better.
at the end of Hawkeye, when they're fighting the cartoon villains, he kills like 45 gangsters with a sword for some reason because that show is a fucking joke.
can't even
Check out
remember.
our reviews on the YouTube channel you're on, because if Disney can cross pollinate, so can we.
Perfect. Daredevil puts on the suit instead of calling 911 when he realizes the lady's in danger.
Terrible, though.
What?
When he's running across.
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah,
That's that.
He's
Not the
web
suit.
slinging.
They
Not
took
the
the same
suit.
shit from the beginning where
But
we were like,
when he was
"Ah!"
running across, I was like, what is that? But then he
What?
jumps off, he's like,
Is it the
"Rawr."
day to night shot? That
Yeah,
can't get
the
right?
face was so
Yeah,
weird.
It was like, "Rawr."
Yeah, because he's like slow mo. Yeah, it's
That didn't look good.
Yeah,
But, go ahead.
but I like the concept.
Yeah.
I like
Yes,
the idea. I like
yes.
the look. It's like spend a little more time on it, maybe reshoots or whatever, to go save the girl. Meanwhile, Fisk shows up with an axe, and everybody thinks he's gonna hack him to pieces. But I love how he's look. He fought people. He's got this kind of moral code. He's going to give him a chance. He's even going to give him a tool to fight people bigger than him. Gives him an axe. They start fighting. Fights with him. Love it. Same time, you
Fighting
see
with
Daredevil running from the train and Muse, and he is kicking ass. And he's, it's like, that's just coming. He's like, had all this shit built up. So he's kicking Muse's ass. Muse can't even fight along with him. However, it would have been slightly more effective if we knew what Muse could do. And we don't really know what Muse can do. We do see some muscle. He's got some muscle mass. He's got some kicks on him. So he's got some training. But in my mind, I couldn't stop thinking, I'm like, there's no way Muse is on Daredevil's level.
He's hitting him in the face with metal batons.
Yeah.
It's just like, how is this guy getting back up? But they'll explain.
Yeah, that's what I was
and
thinking.
so as Daredevil fights Muse, obviously Muse had injected the girl and he's pumping blood out of her. I would have appreciated more of him trying to go and then Muse fighting. They do a little bit of it,
yeah.
but to give that more objective would give me a reason to believe that Muse can fight him at least on this level a little bit. They do a little bit of it. Ultimately, he wins the fight. He goes to the girl, and that allows Muse to get away and escape. So,
Yeah.
And he says, "It's okay. I'm here." And it's like, "Oh, fuck, you're right." See, it works on multiple levels. Don't worry. I got the suit on. Now we're good. And again, good episode. Best for this season. Best episode. It took a little bit to build up here. And it gets the point across pretty good. So I'm going to go for this one a 9 out of 10.
8.
Yeah.
Said that one before. Fisk also gets the evil corrupt cops. So that's obviously going to be playing
Setting
a big
something up,
situation.
yeah.
Oh,
so
did he kill Adam? Or no, we don't
No, we
see
don't
Adam
see it
dead. I
yet.
think he's still breathing.
He's
in
lying
his
on the
cell.
ground.
Yeah, he's on the
Something's-
ground.
yeah.
He's beat the fuck up. But he also makes this task force. It's like, these are the bad cops.
Mm-hmm.
No body cams. Use excessive force. Have some fun. So
Anti-vigilante.
that's obviously going to play a bigger role probably next episode.
Probably.
With Daredevil, with Punisher.
Enough
Because he
to get
wants to
Frank
get rid
out,
of these vigilantes or whatever.
Do you think the swordsman is at risk of getting shot and killed? Because I think
that's fine.
they want to show
That's
how
fine.
dangerous the anti-task force is and how corrupt they are. They're going to find a vigilante and make an example. And they're not going to do it to Daredevil yet or Punisher because they're not on that level. So I think the swordsman may be at risk.
Maybe just
my idea.
nobody with a regular mask is probably going to beat the shit out of him.
Because they wouldn't just throw the swordsman in there for no reason.
Maybe just nobody. Just trying to
Mm-hmm.
do something nice, but they beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. I also think this is an 8 out of 10. I think it's really good stuff. It's just I'm missing the Netflix level fights. Oh, yeah. And so it's like this is getting there, and like it I'm excited for the future and watching more episodes of this, and so we're heading in the right direction.
Excellent.
Yep.
Well, that is it so far that we've brought ourselves up to speed. We have approximately 3 more episodes, April 1st, April 8th, and April 15th. And then we get to move on to Andor. So I'm very excited about that, season 2. So maybe that is why they kind of accelerated this a bit. But it is pretty much confirmation that they broke this one season into 2 seasons. Annoying because I like, a nice big full season. But maybe there's so much extensive reshoots that they are changing some of the second half. And it will take a little longer than expected. I don't expect that season 2 will come out later in 2025. They're probably, going to need some time for 2026, I think, is likely. But yeah, at least Disney Plus has a good Marvel series going because they need a win. And this is doing well enough so far. So
now I'm kind of hoping the nieces.
White Tigers.
Yeah.
The White Tigress.
just to piss me off. Fuck you.
I mean, they said
The
it's
people,
like
they
he said
love
it's like
it.
a
I mean, they
that's,
love it.
that's the way it is in the comics. So, they're obviously that's probably a thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
She will be, but I just don't want them to accelerate it and do it right now. Just leave the little seed
Yeah,
and
we
forget
need to
about
have
it in the future.
Daredevil to have his own thing right now.
Well, we also have what is Ironheart coming up too? Is Ironheart this year? That's a series,
Yes,
right?
Ironheart is this year.
Yeah, so we'll have that. It's
I
like
don't want to see that.
we're passing the
We're gonna see
torches.
that. Yeah, so like I said, it's
Oh, man.
Ironheart is the last in phase 5 of the Marvel, and then Eyes of Wakanda starts phase 6, Marvel Zombies, Wonder Man, Daredevil Born Again season 2, Vision Quest,
Wonder Boy?
Wonder Man.
Oh.
But they're a great actor. So
Mind bullets.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you
Great
so
song.
much. We're ending now.
Yes.
And we'll see you on the next Angry.